Right, good morning, Dovelight family. Great to welcome you here today. Today is the 13th of July, 2021. Right, so I'll be doing a very quick analysis on the old card, the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, which, of course, I had given a signal about it some days ago. I think last week or thereabout. So this is the Australian dollar on the monthly time frame, right? One of the ways I want to use to go about this is to look for the cash flow. And currently, the cash flow is upwards when you get into our mentorship series, right, which will be starting in a couple of days to come. We'll be learning all this stuff. So, but essentially, I have a common rate, okay? There's a common rate somewhere around here, okay? So that point. All right, so I'm gonna do a little bit of price language here. So let's understand price language. Price language is not necessarily um, reading reversal candlesticks. No, okay? You need to be able to have the rhythm, study the rhythm of the market. So let me give you one of the 100 ways we study market rhythm. One of the 100 ways we study market rhythm. Right, so let's get started. We see price being rejected around here. All right, this is in January. And then in February, price tried to go a little bit higher, but came lower. All right, struggling to decide whether to go up or to come down. Okay, and then this is March. In March 2021, we see a very drop in price, a heavy tanking in price, right? Creating a distance, a new distance from this point, from this previous low, from the low of February to the low of March, we have price traveling about 193 pips. From the low of February to the low of March, we have price traveling about 183 pips. Understand this? So in 1 month, I'm not counting from this high of March to this low, right? This is about 376. No, that's not what I'm counting. You know why? Because from this low, it was the bulls that took it up, not the bears. It was the bulls that took price from this low upward in March before the bears conquered it, bringing it to a neutral point of zero. So if you want to know the advancement of the bears, the advancement of the bears does not include the upward movement of the price of the bulls. I need to get that clear. So the advancement of the bears from February to March begins from this neutralized point of zero, right, down to this level, and that is, say, 200 pips. So between February and March, the bears advanced by 200 pips. So that's very good. Now, between March and April, you see that? March and April, the bears advanced again by 81 pips. But this time around, look at this. They had a very great opposition from that low. Look at, from this low to this high, they had 239 pips opposition by the bulls. They had 289 pips opposition. In other words, the bulls claimed 289 pips before the bears came back, neutralized that, and advanced by only 81 pips. What does it tell you? It tells you that they are having a great opposition going downwards. They are having a great opposition going down. They had 289 pips opposition. They had to overcome that to advance by 81 pips. Let's continue. Then next again, right? This time around, the bulls advanced past their opening price. The bulls advanced past their opening price. But well, then again, the bears take a last dip with their strength, advancing by 150 pips. What happens afterwards? We see that next, the bears advance from this point to this point, only creating 56 pips. So their advancement over time has been dropping. And now, what do we now see? We are seeing that psychologically, the bears are losing it. This is actually a bearish movement of price. Yes. This is actually a bearish movement of price. Yes. But then the cash flow is upward, not downward. I teach about cash flow in the mentorship series. The cash flow is upward, not downward. So, and then when we have an upward cash flow, we engage the market when the bears bring price down. When we have an upward cash flow, we engage the market when the bears bring price down. That's when we buy. When we have a downward cash flow, we wait for a price to make an upward movement and cause what we call a stop run or a stop hunt. These terminologies will be explained deeply in the mentorship series. All right. So if you have not signed up, it's an opportunity for you to get started and get your seat reserved, because we are hitting it rolling on the 25th. And like I said earlier, this discount, not me, will never come by again. Right? So we see that the whole bearish power has been dissipated here. See their volume, and now the bears are gone, as it were. So we should begin to expect a reversal. And the most crucial part is that a significant low of price created sometime in, when was this low created? This low was created in October 2020, has been raided, all right? You want us to see the raid? Let me see, where's my data window? Good. So the low of this candle is 0.92474. Why the low of this candle is 0.92475? This is 0.92573. Right? Now we see that price has come back to this level. And at this point, we want to see price begin to reverse. Okay? Well, this is on the monthly time frame. So let's see what is happening on the weekly time frame and see how price fares. So we look at that, you see that price has crossed out on these bottoms that have been marked out, and we want to see price begin to rise. Essentially, by the end of this week, right? By the end of this week, we want to see price close higher above this point, and that should give us a buy opportunity. It is important for us to understand that the forex markets are heavily heterogeneous. It is important for us to understand that the forex market is heavily heterogeneous with pockets of dominant nations in each block. And therefore, a nuanced and careful analysis is required. A nuanced and careful analysis is required. So what am I saying in essence? We're looking for an opportunity to take along on the odd card, but then we have to wait for the right entry to hit. Follow us on our YouTube channel, like our page, like our reviews, and make a comment where possible. We thank you. Thank you, great family, and then see you in the Telegram channel. Goodbye.